For the initial configuration of ALFACRM, we have identified 5 main steps that we recommend to make the system work. First, input your database. Second, add schedule and season tickets. Third, tab sources and items. Third, set up access rights for employees. 5. Adding indicators and setting rates. To input data into the system, save the Excel file in CSV UTF-8 format, comma delimited. To prepare a file for downloading, you need to divide the data by file according to the sections: leads, customers, teachers. Each data section must be saved in a separate Excel file. There must be only one worksheet in the file, and column names must be specified in the first row. If you have created multiple branches in the system, you will also need to create and download your own files for each branch. Make sure that there are no empty cells in the customer name column. If you don't know the name, you can enter a phone number there or enter unknown. The number of columns in the file can be any in any sequence. Since when the file is loaded in the system, you will be able to match the columns in the file and the fields in the lead card. To input file, go to the leads section, click Other, click Input from File, and click Upload CSV. When the file is loaded, click the Set the fields to match. In the left column, there will be a list of headers from the downloaded file. In the right column, an example of field information from the second line of the file. In the Complaints and CRM column, select which field in the lead card to load the information from each column. The complaints of the name field of the lead is a prerequisite for the input. If you don't want to move information from some columns, you may not specify a match for those columns. Then the information from those columns won't be loaded. After selecting a match, save the information and click the Run the Input and refresh the page in the browser. You can also send your file to us and we will help you to download it. You need to add schedules and rates for automatic charges so you can conduct lessons and charge your customers. You can create a schedule in the Lessons section. There are two options for adding classes: one-time and regular lesson. You can add a one-time lesson through the plus in the top panel or the Add button in the Lessons section. A regular or permanent schedule is created for trial lessons in the Lessons section through the other button, Regular Lessons. A group in the Group card in the Regular Lessons block. For the customer individual schedule in his personal card. To set automatic debts, you need to add subscriptions. You can do this in the Tariffs section of the menu on the left. To add subscription, click the Add button at the top. In a new window, in the first field, you need to specify the name of subscriber. In the second, you need to select the type of subscriber. The lesson type of subscription is used if the cost of the one lesson is fixed and does not change depending on the number of lessons per month. The month subscription type is needed if the cost of one lesson is not fixed and the client pays the cost of lessons for the month. The week subscription type can be used if the customer buys a subscription for a week and the number of classes is not limited. If you want the customer to be charged automatically, you have to link the subscription in his card, choosing the validity period, subjects, and types of lessons for which there will be a debt for this subscription. To evaluate each lead source in the system, you need to add sources of advertising. To do this, go to the System Settings, Lead Sources. To see the effectiveness of sources, you can generate a lead sources report in the Leads section. You can add a new subject in System Settings under Subject. Access to the system can be provided to the client in his personal card, so that he can view his schedule, homework, or pay for lessons. You can grant access to an educator in the CRM Access section. The teacher should have a card in the Teachers section. You can also add your administrators and managers and restrict them to the sections. You can do this under CRM Access in Role Management mode. If you want your teachers to conduct classes in the system, you can conduct payroll calculations for them and plan classes for them. You can add your teachers in the Teachers section. You can add teacher cards manually in the section through the Add button or input a file in CSV UTF-8 format, comma delimiters. A row with column names must be specified in the input file. Standard fields for matching fields in the teacher's card: name, date of birth, contacts, any text note, as well as information from additional fields with the information you need. In that case, you need to add a custom field in the system settings in the customization for the teacher before you're inputting the file. There are two methods of payroll calculation: percentage or rendered services, fixed and progressive rate. To add teacher a badge, you have to go to his personal card, then hourly rates, click Add. The value field indicates the rate amount or percent. In the calculation type field, you select the rate condition for those who attended the lesson, for those who missed. In this case, you also select the reasons for skipping, for which it will be awarded, or for those who visited and missed, and also with the choice of the skipping reason. Next, you select the rate validity period, the branch office in which it will operate, subject, and the lesson type. If you have a different rate for different subjects or duration of lessons, you will need to add your own rate for each. You can also set up a progressive rate, for example, for a specific number of customers in a lesson or a specific lesson duration. Moreover, you can add the ability to increase the rate in proportion to the duration of number of customers in the lesson. If you got any questions, feel free to contact us with the chat in the bottom right corner.